All right. So, guys, let's begin. Now, today's topic, see, packages concept is not yet over. I just started with packages. Now, in order to further learn packages, idea of inheritance is required because all these three concepts are interlinked. Packages, inheritance, non-subclasses, and access specifier. Access specifier I'll cover later. But at least inheritance and non-subclasses concept is must and should. Is this clear? So let's start with a concept of basically what is inheritance. So I'll take a very simple example to begin with. But again, I'm telling you, the example that I'm giving is only for classroom understanding. When we attend interviews, you cannot give the examples which is related to cat and dog. Point number one. Fine. Whatever examples I will later teach you on inheritance will be at project level. We don't know projects, so I'm taking help of some layman analogy and I'm going to teach you now. But once we are good with a project, our explanation should be at a very professional level. Fine. So let's understand inheritance firstly. Let me take a very simple example, guys. Now let's assume I have a class that's called as animal, right? I have a class that's called as animal. Now this animal class has one feature called as eat, and it has one feature which is called as sleep. Fine. Now already I have developed the feature eat and sleep in animal class. But now I'm interested in developing one more class that's called as dog class. What is that class called as? Now this dog class also I require eat and sleep feature. Now I want one more class here which is going to be a cat class, and I want one more class which is called as a cow class. What is it called as? Cow class. So in this case now, okay, all these three classes, one feature common among all three features is, all three classes, one common thing is eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep. This is common. One way of doing this would be now, I'll copy and recreate these features here. I'm going to recreate the features here. But by doing this, what's happening? This is actually now increasing the code. Do you agree with that now? Unnecessarily, the eat and sleep method now, I've written down another 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 times. Correct? Instead of doing this now, I could have reused the code. Correct? I could have reused the code rather than rewriting the code again separately in the class. If I rewrite the code separately in the class, what's happening? I'm actually creating duplicate code, redundant code, which is not a good thing. Okay, so what I will do here now is I will now here take this particular animal class, I'll make that as a parent class, and from this parent class students, I will now inherit its member to the dog class. Are you understanding? Yes, I'm inheriting the member from the parent class to the dog class. Now, what does inheritance here? It means whatever the features are present in animal class now, that is accessible in the dog class without me again writing the code, which means I'm reusing it, right? Are you understanding? Reusability example is now here, lot of you might have, okay, younger brothers, younger sisters, correct? Now, if you notice, the problem with the younger kids is always they get the same stuff what the elder kids they have used it. Now you had a cycle, you have nicely used it, so the elder fellow has got the new thing. Now let's say the younger fellow now, or basically that's your sister, you are a boy, your cycle color was blue color. Now what your parent will do, they will now make that cycle color pink, and the same color they will give it to what? Your sister. Now that's a reusability. Why to waste that? Yes or no? Imagine you had a shirt when you're 1 year old, you were wearing that shirt now. Now what happens to the younger one? You will now again repeat the same shirt. Reusability. Correct? You will not buy a new shirt. Okay. Because parents will have one psychology, बच्चे जल्दी जल्दी बड़े हो जाते हैं. एंड दे ऑलवेज टेक द क्लोथ सो बिग कि मतलब इतना बड़ा कब होगा हमें पता भी नहीं चलता है, बट कपड़े इतने बड़े होते. करेक्ट. बट अल्टीमेटली reusability, it means whatever, right, you have with your brother, the same thing is been given to you for reusing it. Correct. So reusing meaning is this. Are you understanding now? You might have a refrigerator in your house, everybody is using it. You might have a mixer in your house, everybody is using it. Correct. So this is the meaning of reusing it. Correct. That's what I'm doing it here now. I'm just reusing these members in basically what the child class. So major advantage of your inheritance is reusability of the parent class members in the child class. Same way, if I want these members now in the cat class, I will just inherit that and reuse it. Rather than, let's say, I have a cup to drink tea. Now, I will not give separate cups to everyone. Could be there is a cup kept in the kitchen, right? Today, I'm drinking tea in this. Tomorrow might be the other family member will wash it and reuse that. That's reusability. Yes or no? Correct. The same way here now, the reusability, I will reuse these members in what? The cow class. Did you understand this example one? But sir, never tell this example in interview. They will literally be laughing at it. Because we have to give interviews at a very professional level. The examples has to be very good, but for understanding purpose, I'm using it. In spite of telling that students in interview, when they ask inheritance, they'll give example of animal, okay, and dog class, and the interviewer will have a very different smile on his face, right? And then, okay, he will not be convinced because we are still giving engineering level answers. But if you want to understand this concept well, we have to learn projects where definitely I will make you explore these concepts practically. Okay, I hope this part is clear, all of you. Let's implement this quickly. Okay, let's try to do this now. Now, sir, please send yesterday's class recording session. That's already there in YouTube. You can check that in my YouTube channel. Lecture number 12 is already been uploaded. Fine. Now, let's go back here and let's do this inheritance. And how do we do this inheritance? Let's see what is the impact of packages here. Let's also explore that, guys. Is this clear? So let's click on next. Let's write here app underscore java underscore 2. Fine. Select the right version of JDK 21. You all know how to create a project now. The next thing is go here, right click, new, and create one package. I'm calling this package as P1. Fine. Now, the next thing, what I want here is I want now to do inheritance. Firstly, we'll do inheritance between the classes in same package. Okay. So I'll go right click on P1, go to new, I'll create a class A. Now, what do you understand the meaning of package on the top of the class? What is the meaning of this? What do we understand by this? What do you understand by this? We understand that this class file is created inside the folder P1. That's the meaning. I've created this class A inside the folder, that is what? P1. Are you understanding? Yes? मैं देख रहा हूँ हर एक बैच में बच्चों को बहुत हंसी आ रही है, सर को चश्मा लग गया बोल के. हाँ, फिर भी जॉब नहीं लगेगी, राइट? एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, मेरे को बहुत ब्लर ब्लर दिखना चालू हो गया, इतना सिस्टम के सामने बैठा रहता हूँ फुल डे. सो व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इज द स्ट्रेन ऑन माई आईज हैज बिकम सो हैवी. जैसे मैं बाहर जाता हूँ, right, I start feeling slightly blur for few minutes, few seconds, 1 hour, and when I reduce my TV time, then it becomes all right. So that's why I decided कि मतलब कंप्यूटर ग्लासेस पेन के काम करते, बिकॉज बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेन हो जा रहा है. मैं अभी मूवी भी हाफ एन आवर देखता हूँ, उसके बाद सब ब्लर ब्लर दिखना चालू हो गया. सो दैट्स वेयर स्ट्रेन बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है कंप्यूटर टाइम पे. एंड हियर द स्क्रीन इज वेरी ब्राइट एक्चुअली, राइट? एनीवेज लेट्स कंटिन्यू नाउ. राइट क्लिक. सच्ची में स्मार्ट लग रहा हो गया, फिर भी जॉब नहीं लगेगी, देखना. जॉब लगेगी पढ़ाई करने से. राइट, ठीक है, चलिए, थैंक यू सो मच. सही में अगर लग रहा हो तो, और अगर घर जाने के बाद किसी ने भी बोला स्मार्ट नहीं लग रहे हो, तो मैं आपको पकड़ूंगा आके यहाँ पे. और फीस बढ़ा दूंगा. Right. Anyways, now see this here. I have got this class A in package P1. I've got class B in package P1. Now, what does this mean? Class A and class B, they are created in the same folder. हमारी तो उम्र हो गई अभी अभी स्मार्ट होके करना क्या है. स्मार्ट आप लोगों को होना है. शादी होनी है आपकी, जॉब लगना है, लाइफ में आगे बढ़ना है. यस और नो? हमारा स्मार्टनेस खत्म हो गया कॉलेज में. Right now look at that, this particular class A, it is in folder P1, class B is also in folder P1. Let's do inheritance between the classes present in the same folder. What happens when I do that, guys? There is no problem. Okay, I'm doing inheritance between your classes present in the same package and there is no error. But now in your class A, I will build one method, public void and test, and then I'm going to write here 100. Okay. Now this method 100 present in class A is inherited to B. So I'm reusing the feature, the test feature, I'm reusing it, which is present in your class A, I'm reusing that in B. So I'm going to now go to this main method and I'll create here an object of B, but you observe, guys, object of B is able to access the member that got inherited from A. Sir, why are you writing main method in class B? Why are you writing main method in class B? Why are you not writing main method in class A? The reason is simple, because I want to run class B. The program after compilation, both are converted to .class file. But among these two, somewhere the program execution has to begin. Both are converted to bytecode, but after the bytecode, there should be some class from where the program execution has to begin, and that's where I'm writing the main method. Fine, I'm writing the main method in class B because I want to run class B. Look at the output, guys. I've got here now 100. I hope this part is clear. Everybody got this now? Any questions, queries, do you have it? No. Fine. So with this now, we have just seen the first example of inheritance where the packages are same. But let's do one thing. Let us now go here and create another package. Let's create here another package P2. Now in this package P2, I'll create another class C. Can you now tell me the class C is present in the same package, or class C and class A, they are in different package? Huh? They are in different package. How did you know that they are in different package? Please tell me. How did you know they are in different package? Please tell me. Sir, on the top there are folder names given. Based on that, I got to know the packages are different. When the packages are different, and if I do the inheritance, what do you see here? Error, which means whenever you're accessing a class that is present inside a different package, whenever you're accessing a class that is present in a different package, ensure you're importing that class. How do you import? Just go to that class where there is an error message, place the cursor, press Control 1. See how important Control 1 keyword is now. Place the cursor, press Control 1, and you will see here import. Got it? Now select that and import will happen. You can also type this, but instead you can use a shortcut. P1 dot. P1 is a folder in which the class A is present. Let us import that. So whenever you're accessing a class present in a different package, importing becomes mandatory. Fine. Classes present in same package, importing not required. Classes present in different packages, importing becomes what? Mandatory. I hope this part is clear. Everyone? Yes. Now understand here one more thing. The sequence of keywords, guys, it's very important. First, you have to start with package keyword, then after that import keyword, then after that class keyword. So this sequence, you have to manage that. If you use import keyword before package, it will not work. Remember this one simple thing, right? Always the package keyword followed by import keyword followed by what? Class. But however, if I now try to do this here, you see that I again get what? An error. So the sequence is important. All the package keywords first, then all the import keywords, then the class. Let's try to see whether importing is happening or not. How do I check that? How do I check that importing is happening or not? You can again create a main method, cc1, is equal to new C, and then you write C1 dot C1 dot test. Right click, run as Java application, and you see that it is printing what now? 100. I hope this part is clear. Everybody got it now? So what is the first advantage of inheritance? Very, very big concept. Very, very big concept. This will go on in several classes, cannot get over in one class. So inheritance, the first point here, we inherit the members of parent class to child class to, okay, for reusability. For what? Reusability. For reusability. I hope this part is clear. We will all do that, don't worry, tapas. We will all do that. How to import all the classes, everything we will see, as we have just started packages and inheritance first example. Okay. Please write this example. And now you should be in a position to write the example, guys. You should be in a position to write the example, guys, without seeing. Take your time. Please do not copy blindly looking at the projector. That's not the way to learn. You have to put efforts to remember the syntaxes, right? So look at the projector once, slowly write down properly in your notebook. फोटो नहीं लेना है भाई, ये तो सबसे बड़ा शॉर्टकट हो गया. ये अपना फोटो आपके मोबाइल में घूम ही जाएगा थोड़े दिन बाद, क्योंकि इसके अलावा इंपॉर्टेंट अलग अलग फोटोज होते होंगे आपके, सेल्फी, फ्रेंड्स के साथ फोटोज. कहाँ पे हम? कब स्टैटिक करेंगे, कब नॉन स्टैटिक करेंगे? दैट्स द मीनिंग. कि हमें कैसे पता चलेगा व्हेन वी हैव टू मेक नॉन स्टैटिक मेंबर, व्हेन वी हैव टू मेक स्टैटिक मेंबर, ये हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे. इनहेरिटेंस इज अप्लीकेबल ओनली ऑन नॉन स्टैटिक. Okay, I'm not talking about that right now. Whenever you do inheritance, it has to be a non-static member. It cannot be a static member. Keep that in mind. Is this clear? What? You can inherit however you want. See, inheritance is based on your business requirement. Correct? Right now, I've just taken some classes. Business requirements, when we talk about, let's say I'm sending an SMS. Now, I will build a logic. How I will reuse that logic. All that we will see practically when we work in projects. Okay. For now, we cannot understand the business requirements. Shall we continue? Okay. Now, let's continue further. Now, the next thing, what we are going to see here is in Java, classes does not support classes does not support multiple inheritance. In Java, classes does not support multiple inheritance. Now, what is the reason behind it? Don't write down. Please listen first. Please do not write down. First, focus what I'm telling. Is this clear? Observe here. Now, why multiple inheritance is not allowed? Firstly, what is multiple inheritance? What do you mean by multiple inheritance? So, let's take this example here. I have a class A, right? Now I have another class. I have another class which is called as B. And then I have another class here which is called as C. Multiple inheritance, it means the child class has more than one parent class. In this case, this child class, this child class C, it has two parents. This is your parent 1 and this is your parent 2. Fine. If there is more than one parent, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, then that is multiple inheritance. But then, sir, why in Java multiple inheritance is not allowed? For what reason? What is the reason behind it that multiple inheritance in Java was not being included? If you notice in C++, which was your object oriented language, in that multiple inheritance was there. And based on C++, several other object oriented programming languages were introduced, like C sharp, like Java, and many other programming languages. We are learning Java. We can also learn C sharp, and still we can build web applications. Use C sharp for your backend coding. Fine. We can also use Python. Correct. So wherever these inheritance concepts are there, polymorphism, inheritance, encapsulation, abstraction, which I'll teach you further, any programming languages that supports these four major pillars of OOPS are object-oriented programming language. Fine. Even in Python, inheritance is allowed. Okay. So why multiple inheritance Java does not support? There is a major explanation for it, that is diamond problem. You have something called as what? Diamond problem. So we are understanding the problem of multiple inheritance. So what is that diamond problem? See, let's assume I have got class A. I have got class A. Fine. Now this class A members, this particular class A member, I'm going to now inherit that to B and then C. Fine. I have here now class B and I have here class C. I am inheriting the member of A to B and B to C. Is this multiple inheritance? Huh? Yes. If yes, tell me one thing. For B, how many parents are there? One. For C, how many parents are there? Then where is it multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance means every child should have more than one parent. Am I right? Now notice this class B, it has only one parent. So that is not multiple inheritance. C has only one parent. That is not multiple inheritance. Correct? But now I'm going to create here one more class called as D. I'm going to create here one more class called as D. Now I'm inheriting from B to D and I'm inheriting C to D. Correct? I'm inheriting now from B to D and I'm inheriting from C to D. Can you tell me now in this case D has how many parents? So this is parent 1 and can I tell that parent 2? So what is happening here? Multiple inheritance. But now the structure of the program that I've created now will address what is diamond problem. Right? Let's understand here like this now. I have a test method, right? I have a test method here. Now let's say this test method I'm inheriting from A to B. And then the same test method I'm inheriting B to C. Can you tell me from where the test method has come? From A to B and B to D. But now if you observe, the same test method is coming from A to C and from C to D, which means the same test method is now flowing from A to C and then C to D. Now there is an ambiguity, confusion. Where is this test method coming from? Is this test method coming from B to D, or is this test method coming from C to D? There is an ambiguity, there is a confusion. Where is this test method inheriting from? Correct? Is it inheriting from B to D or C to D? There is a confusion, there is an ambiguity that this test method is getting inherited from which parent class. Now, this ambiguity was noticed by the people who are developing this Java programming language. And when they realize that this ambiguity might arise because the same method can get inherited from two different parent classes. The test method is inheriting from B to D, test method is inheriting from C to D. Which test method is coming to D, we don't know. The logic of which test method? Is the logic of test method from B that you're inheriting, I'm going to use, or the logic of the test method from C that I'm inheriting, I'm going to reuse it. This confusion that is being caused is called as a diamond problem, because the flow here is like a diamond. Yes or no? Can you see that the flow is like what? That's what is diamond problem. Diamond problem results in ambiguity, that is from which parent class a particular method is inherited, there is a confusion. This confusion we might get into when multiple inheritance is done. So in Java, what they did, they just directly said that in Java, classes will not support multiple inheritance, but interfaces will support. I'm purposefully writing this point here, but I'll teach you the interfaces concept later. Fine. Interfaces will support multiple inheritance, but classes will not support. Did you all get this now? Can we write this second point? And let's see this here. Practically, I have class B, I have class A. Let's try to do multiple inheritance on C. A comma B. What do you see? Error. Now, should I import B? Yes. How do we import? But that's not the thing here. The error here is because this class C has multiple parents. Okay? We use extends keyword to do inheritance. I'm inheriting A and B. That is giving me what? An error. Okay? That is giving me what? An error. Is this part clear? Please write this down quickly. Make a note of this point. Example, then we'll talk about diamond problem. Yes. Hmm. It is there. It is there. Because that's very earlier invented. Now see, programming languages supporting multiple inheritance. So there this problem is there. Right? If you now notice, supporting multiple inheritance of classes. Observe. C++, right? That's where object oriented programming started. Then Python, correct? Next, we have some other languages. Ruby. Ruby is again kind of a programming language which was very popular one point of time, right? Ruby, right? So not that Ruby supports, okay, so which can be thought of multiple inheritance, but yeah, something like that. But ultimately, there's something programming language called as Dart that is supporting a lot of programming languages, correct? Now let's see problem with multiple inheritance. Problem with multiple inheritance. See what it says. Let's see how accurately it gives the answer. See, it says a problem with multiple inheritance is what? The most well-known problem with multiple inheritance is diamond problem. Occurs when a class inherits from two parent classes that both inherits the same class. So I'm inheriting from two parent classes. Same class is inheriting from two parent classes. This creates ambiguity when the method or attribute is inherited from a, right, as it is unclear which one to be used. Or it confusion. The test method is coming from where? That is what is diamond problem. Did you understand now? So this problem is there wherever multiple inheritance of classes is there. See, every programming languages has advantages and disadvantages. Correct? So as a programmer, then you will take care of it of not doing it. Where diamond problems are occurring, such diamond problems when occurring, you will avoid using inheritance. Okay, there are drawbacks. They have addressed in Java, but need not be necessary in every programming languages. This is going to be addressed. Okay, everybody, please make a note of it quickly. Write this down. Is the point clear? Now, I want you to write this diagram, and then I'll give you notes for diamond problem. Okay? Please write down what is diamond problem. So, if you observe here, diamond problem, okay, confusion. Ambiguity means confusion. Okay, so this creates ambiguity. Ambiguity. So let's write here. This creates ambiguity when same method is inherited from A to what? A to B and B to D, A to B and B to D, and A to C and C to D. Fine. Just explain it this way in interview. They'll understand. Okay, don't make it anything complex. Imagine I have a parent class A. From A, I'm inheriting the member to B, B to D. Then I'm inheriting from A to C and C to D. If you notice, the method now is inherited from where? That causes confusion, and this is what is diamond problem. They'll ask, what is the problem with multiple inheritance, guys? Be careful about it. Fine. Online students, I hope you're all able to follow me, understand whatever we are discussing. Yes? Any confusions, online students? Okay. Now let us continue further. And what are we going to now see is multi-level inheritance. We saw multiple inheritance, but now we see multi-level inheritance. What is multi-level inheritance? See, multi-level inheritance is you're inheriting the members from A, right? That member you're inheriting to B, and that member you're inheriting to what? Multi-level inheritance means you're inheriting the members from A to B and B to C. Okay, this is called as multi-level inheritance, not multiple inheritance. I'll ask, what is the difference between multi-level and multiple? So tell that if a child class has two parent classes like A and B parent class inheriting to C, multiple inheritance. But if I'm inheriting from A to B, B to C, and that goes on, then that is multi-level inheritance. Simple way of explaining it. Don't make it complex. Okay, don't make it basically what complex in terms of explaining things by hearting some definitions online. Okay, so how do I do this multi-level inheritance? See, now I already have a class here. I'll inherit from A to B. How do I inherit? Can you tell me? Right. Should I use your import keyword? No. Right. Let's write here 100. So what is inherited to be? Test 1 method. Now in B, I'll create test 2 method. Can you tell me how many methods are there in B now? 2. Which one is inherited? Test 1. Which is the other one? Test 2. Right? Now I'm inheriting from B to C. So should I import or not import? So how do I import? Control 1. Now what we will write here? Main method. And then after what you will do? When I create an object of C, how many members are present in C object? 2. Which is the first member? Test 1. Which is the second member? Test 2. Is this part clear for all of you? Yeah. Now program all will get compiled. 3 compiled files I will get. A dot class, B dot class, C dot class. But I'm running the program from where? Now why there is an error? Do not forget to save the file. Okay. Right click. I'm right clicking on the file C and I'm running that. Did you all get this? Please write down multi-level inheritance. Done. All right. So guys, I'll stop here. We'll meet up again in the next class tomorrow. Let us continue from here further tomorrow. Okay, today's class clear? Revise all the lectures from the beginning. Work on the programs by writing on sheet of paper. Otherwise, accuracy you will not get in terms of syntaxes, and confidence you will not have, because in interviews, firstly they will check the syntax, and many students At the end, I have seen the classes are over, projects are over. One simple Java code they're not able to write. Okay? Bye, guys. Take care.